Beginning this practice with an awareness of the body. Allowing the body to be steady and still as it finds that comfortable spot. And you allow the eyes of the outside to close and the eye of the inside to open. And the ears, they stay open to the outside, and so the ears keep listening. And let yourself listen to everything. Let yourself listen to all the things around you. Listening to the room in which you are and listening beyond, out somewhere. Out into the world, listening to the energy of the world out there. And 360 degrees around you, listening above and to the sides and below yourself. As you listen closer and closer in, listening to the sounds closest to the body, listen for the sounds nearby. And listen to hear the sounds of the body that are maybe coming from the organs that are digesting, or maybe the heart pumping the blood. Maybe some lymphatic sounds as the body eases and some of the resources come back to the core of the body. You might hear the breath. Listen for the breath. And notice how the body likes to breathe. Does it need a little deeper breath? Does it like a little effort to get a better oxygen? And letting the breath settle into its natural cadence, its effortless place. As you listen through this whisper. And listening inward and deeper internally, listening to the voices within, listening to maybe some mental chatter, if it's still there, or maybe some intuitive voices. Acknowledging the sounds within, the inner knowing, the voices that are with us, and maybe their voices, maybe their images or cravings. Listening to all the different ways we can know and understand ourselves and our bodies. So listening as if listening to the inner knowing that knows things that you may have never uttered to the outside world, knows your most private thoughts. And the ways in which you know how to live in this world, the complex being that you are. Denouncing the binary, always. You have known that some of the systems, some of the things that are set up are not for everyone. So listen inward with this question, what do I long for? What do I wish for? Tonight and tomorrow and next week and well into the future, 10 years from now. Generate in your heart what you are calling in, what you are wishing for yourself, for this world, the love, for yourself personally, individually, the self-love, the radical self-love. That we as people living outside of the mainstream get to cultivate a little more of, a little more radical, a little more love. So taking these moments to pack, in a metaphor, for this journey of Yoga Nidra, for the next 20 or so minutes, you will be guided through a movement, first through the body, and then through the breath, and then out into an exploration of opposites and polar extremes of your choosing. You will have choices to make to keep it safe and comfortable. And then you'll be invited to return from this journey. And for this moment, you're packing what you might need along the way. So let the inhale bring you courage. Let the inhale bring you patience. Let the inhale bring wisdom and the ease and the knowing that you can't do this wrong, that this is your practice. And so you're bringing what you need. And with the exhale, you're making space. Every exhale offers an opportunity to let go. Maybe something to let go of from earlier today. Maybe one of the voices is a critical voice and can also be sent off for the moment. Using the breath in this way to nourish and charge on the inhale, and to clear and make space on the exhale. As a preliminary preparation for the journey ahead, the short journey of the Yoga Nidra ahead. Inviting what you need to feel the way you wish to feel, and letting go of anything that's in the way. And with that, I invite your awareness to travel down to the feet and notice the heels, the right heel and the left heel, the right sole of the foot and the left sole of the foot. Be aware, notice the right big toe and the left big toe, second toes on the right and left, third toes, right and left, fourth toes, right foot and left foot into the little toes on the right and left feet. Be aware of the toes there and the soles of the feet, the top of the right foot and the top of the left foot. Awareness of how the feet have walked in the truth, have walked your truth. With the steadiness of the ankles on the right and the left, feel the support at the ankle joints. And in the lower legs, right calf and left calf, the shins right and left. Awareness of the knees and the kneecaps, right and left, and the backs of the knees. Into the thighs, awareness of the backs of the thighs and the fronts of the thighs. The outer thighs and the inner thighs. Awareness into the right groin and the left groin, to the pelvic floor. Welcoming, greeting this body at the right buttock and the left buttock, the right and left hips, and the whole pelvis, to the pubic symphysis, and into the content of the pelvis, to the content of the abdomen, with the support of the low back, the spine and the waist. Feel the midline and the diaphragm at the center of the trunk, and the chest, the protective structure of the ribs on the right side and the left side and the back, the right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade. To the shoulders, the right and left shoulders, the right and left upper arms and elbows, right and left forearms, right and left wrist and hand, the right hand thumb and the left hand thumb, and the right hand index finger and the left hand index finger. Be aware of the middle fingers on the right hand and the left hand, the ring fingers on the right and left. Awareness of the little fingers in the right hand, the left hand. Awareness of the palms of the hands and all they hold. Awareness moves back up the arms through the wrists and elbows, to the armpits, to the collarbones, right and left, and the hollow between, to the front of the neck and the back of the neck, the sides, right and left, like the back of the head and the sides of the head, right and left, the right and left ear, the right and left temple, the jaw on the right and left, and down to the chin, lower lip, upper lip, nose, right cheek and left cheek, right eye and left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right side of the forehead, left side of the forehead, hairline, and the crown of the head. With this, be aware of the head and face together, the neck and shoulders, right arm and left arm. Be aware of the chest, the upper back, the abdomen, the lower back, the pelvis, the right leg, the left leg. And together, both legs, the trunk and both arms, the neck and head, together, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Be aware. Be aware of the whole body, the awareness home in the body, the awareness home with the breath and the heart and the knowing, the wisdom of the body. Be aware. Be aware. And let the body breathe. And let the mind watch the breath. This moment of being, pure being, body and breath. Inhale and exhale. Allow the mind to follow the breath. Allow the mind to follow the inhale into the body. Notice all the different places the inhale reaches and touches and fills. And follow every exhale. The mind observes from where the exhale comes. Where does the body collect the exhale and consolidate it? Watch the breath as it moves. If the nose is open on one side or maybe the other, or maybe both sides are open. Is the breath moving through the mouth at all? Notice the details. And even if the nose is blocked, be aware that there are two streams, two possible flows of breath, the right side and the left side. And they join together at a point inside the head. Be aware of this. The inhale comes in at the right side and the left side and joins together, becomes one at a point inside the head. The breath arrives in the body then in this single flow through the throat and becomes multiple again, disperses into the lungs, into this complex branching structure of brachioli and air sacs, alveoli. So the inhale begins as two, becomes one, and becomes multiple, and the exhale begins multiple. All the sources of exhale, all the different pockets from where the exhale comes, join together into a single flow, which then divides out and has options. It might divide into two, the right and the left side of the nose. And it could divide also between mouth and nose. Notice the organization of the breath that way. Notice the multiplicity and the singularity. The two becoming one, the one becoming many, the many becoming one, and one becoming two again. Watch the breath at the level of this organization. And notice also how the breath enters the body, and this energy moves into both legs, right and left, into both arms, right and left, and upward into the head and neck. And how the exhale can offer this sense of release, this sense of surrender and calm, also from all the directions, from each foot, from each hand, and from the crown of the head to the flow of the exhale. So there's the physical breath that moves through the body, and there's this energetic sense, the expansive state of inhale, and the release, the softening of exhale. Keep coming back to this awareness. Keep coming back to this awareness of breath and how it's organized and the experience of the breath. As we move into the exploration of polarities, you may choose a simple pair like heavy and light, cultivating heaviness and then lightness, and then finding the balance between the two. Cool and warm would be another pairing. And you may choose to challenge yourself with more emotionally charged pairings, perhaps frustration and satisfaction, perhaps anger and peace. And you may wish to try on something else yet. Polarities of gender, the feminine and the masculine. Some of the qualities that are traditionally associated with powerful and powerless, with extroverted and introverted. So making a decision, taking on a pair, I'll use light and dark for general purposes. Perhaps light and heavy. Beginning with the exhale and finding the weight of the body. And perhaps adding one of those qualities for yourself to the heaviness and to the weight, feeling it in the body, finding where in the body is this one side of the pair, the heaviness, the weight. The aspect that feels somehow more difficult to move, that seems somehow anchored or grounded. Finding heaviness throughout the body and finding the polarity that you're exploring as a physical sensation, as an experience, generating the feeling and witnessing at the same time, inviting it in as an experiment, bringing it in, inviting the discomfort, if that feels okay to do so, to be with it, to witness it, to greet it, to also acknowledge its place in the world of things. Where is the body the heaviest, the least light? And as you let that go, look for the opposite, look for the contrast. Where is the body the lightest? Use the inhale to find where that light is clearest in the body. And flipping the polarity of your choice to its opposite and searching for that as an experience in the body, as a physical sensation. Where is the body the lightest, and how can you generate and create more of that lightness, more of that quality throughout the whole body, into the whole body? Welcoming lightness into the whole body. To allow these contrasts, to allow these opposites to meet, to find them both heavy and light. Whatever you're working with, the masculine and the feminine, the powerful and the powerless, at the same time. We are weaving the web of possibility by generating these feelings right now, by holding this transcendent possibility of both and the newness that emerges from the acknowledgement, the welcoming of all of it, all of you. Holding that, creating that, generating that feeling. Be in the feeling. Of transcendent duality, of the non-binary. And how would that look in the world? What would society be like if everyone could hold the capacity of the non-binary? What would be possible? How would your life look? What would relationships feel like? How would governance look? In a world that allows the extremes to be together and to meet and become the third, the new. What would that feel like? What would be possible in a world welcoming of the non-binary? And notice what you notice. Notice the physical experience that the body is generating, the physical sensations. Notice the thoughts, the dream. There might be images, memories, cravings, vision. Be in this space for the next several breaths. Be with this calling of a future transcendent. Find the polarity. Find each of the extremes and everything in between. Between the heavy and the light. Everything along the way. A world welcoming, a world loving, a world safe and nourishing. Be aware of this experience. Be aware of the awareness. Be aware of the feelings. And collect any thoughts, any insights, any bits of the experience that the mind likes to collect. Allowing the ears again to listen to the outside, turning the attention again outward. Listening to the room, maybe beyond, listening again to that energetic signature of the world outside. This practice is slowly coming to an end with the listening on the outside and listening again to the body for the heartbeat and digestion, listening for the breath. And feel the breath. Feel the air moving in the nose and the nostrils. As you feel the whole body. Feel again the face and head, the neck and shoulders, the right and left arms, the trunk, the right and left leg. Feel the whole body. And feel the breath moving in the nose and feel the breath moving in the body, the breath coming and going. The whole body. The whole body in this state of conscious awareness that is Yoga Nidra coming to an end. Awareness of the body and the breath and the practice. And if it feels right, deepen the breath. If the moment feels good, you might deepen the breath and you may choose to stay right where you are if you are somewhere great. But if you wish to awaken and move on with the evening, deepen the breath and make tiny movements. Move the tongue in the mouth, move the toes, the fingers, little movements of the feet and the hands, the head. And letting the body keep moving if it so wishes to, in the ways it likes. If you need to stretch, if you need to hug yourself. If you're feeling sleepy and wish to feel more awake, you might rub the hands together and place the warm hands over closed eyes. Sending the warmth to the eyes, to the face. Repeat that a few times if it feels good. Massaging the ears a little bit to wake up again as an option, if waking up feels like the thing to do right now. This practice is complete. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. and for transcending tonight.